This song is called When the Days Are Done, the title track of our debut album.
I see a certain situation boiling over the pot. Our faces fading in frustration. Our fires are burning too hot. I think I'm done with denial. I know it won't save my soul. This is just my way for survival. It's all that I can control. Our time is ticking to extinction, but still we stare at the sun. Don't get it twisted for temptation. It's not because we're having fun. No! When the days are done, I wanna know that I tried. Mine and none of a run, and I was never cast aside. When we're falling faster than our pretty eyes can see, it's all on our shoulders, whether we land where we want to be.
The song's called We Hold the Fire. It is not recorded yet, but it'll be coming to a streaming service near you soon.
Watch out! I've got a skip in my step like a mama's gangster. I got nowhere to be, cause I'm a rambling man. Don't ask me a question, cause I don't have the answer. I'm out here trying to do the best that I can. Or you can say what you want, cause I got no use of nonsense. Spit on the crown, cause it's all part of the game. I'm living and breathing on a new state of conscience. Let the match and jump into the flame. Whoa, we on the fight now. Whoa, we won't turn it down. I'm never too worried because nothing is certain. You can look all you want, but know that it's through the stare. I'm a frequent flyer cause I'm always leaving. The plane takes off and I am miles away. Got diamonds in my eyes, so I diurnal dreaming. Why would I write a song when I got nothing to say? Whoa, we on the fight now. Whoa, we won't turn it down. The future's bright enough. Whoa, take a look around. Take a look around. Yeah. Whoa, we on the fight now. Whoa, take a look around. The future's bright enough. Take a look around. We won't turn it down. Take a look around. Yeah, 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 yeah. Take a look around. Whoa, take a look around. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Take a look around. Take a look around.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to All Worn Out. It's a podcast about music. It's a podcast about what you're passionate about, and it's a podcast about what our guests are passionate about. Today, we are very lucky, thrilled, over the moon, going bananas, losing our minds. We are just so pumped. We have the Varitones in the house. It's Justin, it's Taylor. Justin, this is embarrassing. How do I say your last name?
Pineo.
Pineo.
Yeah.
See, I was going to pronounce, perhaps try Pineo,
Yeah.
and that's wrong.
I've heard all sorts of stuff, so don't be embarrassed. Someone said Pines one time. That was a little embarrassing for them.
I'm more impressed that you struggled with his last name and nailed mine when we were talking earlier and also got the capital B right. So
Right,
like
LeBlond.
Yeah.
Taylor LeBlond is with us. So Taylor, you're the drummer for Varitones.
yes, I am.
And Justin, you are the vocalist and a guitarist, I'm
Yes,
guessing. We
yeah.
just saw you do 2 performances. Thank you
Right.
very much
Yeah.
for that. We watched you do When the Days Are Done and We Hold the Fire Now.
Yes.
When the Days Are Done, is that a new one or an old one?
So that's off of our album that we released last year. So it's the title track. And so yeah, it's came out in March of last year, and yeah, it's
Available to listen to wherever you listen to music.
Cool. What's that clock say there? It says 7:22.
7:22.
Okay, perfect. And so then the other one is We Hold the Fire Now. And you
Yeah.
said that's a new song, right?
Yeah. So unreleased. We've been playing it live for a number of years, but
I think we forgot about it for a
Yeah,
while
we-
over COVID. Like we started playing it right before
Yeah.
we COVID and then stopped and we lived together and completely forgot about it until a few months ago, I feel like.
yeah, I brought
Okay.
it back, and it's sort of like constantly working on it, trying to add new stuff, but we're planning to record it pretty soon. So
And you guys are a rock band after my own heart, I would have to say. Since
Yeah.
we're going to be sharing the stage again. We
Yes,
shared the
yeah,
stage a
yeah.
couple times in the past, which
Yeah.
we'll talk about. And we're going to share it again June 28th. That's coming up soon.
June 28th, Overflow Brewing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And we're going to be opening up for The Damn Truth.
I know.
And it's a lot of fun because we get to watch professionals at work, and it's fun. It's true. And
Yeah.
I love watching them, how all the individual pieces come together. They really care about their wardrobe. They care about their group choreography. They have everything planned out, as you'll see, and thought well ahead in advance.
You say that, but we sometimes get flack for the wardrobe, where me and Justin look like we're in one band. Max looks like he's a 70s music producer, and Doug looks like he's in a hair metal band.
Well, I was mostly referring there to the damn truth that they're doing.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry, no, it's okay. I didn't
narcissism
clarify.
in me
I was just
coming out.
saying that they're very masterful at this compared to a lot of us bands that we do our best.
Yeah.
Like you said, it can be difficult. This is a conversation. It can be difficult to convince men on how to dress.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It brings me to a great story. Actually, I got to tell quick.
Yeah.
It's David Bowie's story, and so David Bowie, you mustn't. Okay, maybe you know this one, where he wanted them all to dress up in the crazy outfits, and they were like, "Hell no!" And he was like, "Yo, it's my show, so dress up." So they put on the crazy outfits. They went out there, and the girls went nuts. And the next time, they were racing to put the outfits on, and they were like, "Do you have any makeup? Pass the eyeliner. Like, come on, let's go here," because that's what the girls were really into at the time, and so that's really cool. But it's difficult. We had the same thing where we're trying to be like, oh, it's a 70s Southern style, so it trying to find color patterns that mesh together, at least for the photo shoot and on stage. And I mean, you'll see Seville does the all white. That's
the jumpers.
That's their album theme. And so I think it's really smart when you see bands and they do all that work. And that's what we're going to be lucky about with the damn truth, is we will get to see a band that tours the UK and Europe on the regular. And it's a lot of work.
It's kind of a weird zoom out moment for me, where it's like, how did we get in this situation? We're just some losers who like playing rock music, right? It's so cool that we get to share the stage with you guys, let alone the damn truth, you know?
We're happy to be coming back. We did a show at the Rainbow there, and that was our first one back in Ottawa. We did a show in Aurelia, but that was like a 20-minute showcase audition. I'll try and get into Mariposa Fest.
Okay.
Well, there was 9 bands, and we all got 20 minutes. Yeah. And we were in a church, and it was 200 people in the church.
Yeah, wow.
And each band that went was folk, so Bob Dylan style or whatever. And we're we're fucked.
We didn't bring any harmonicas.
This is not good. We are not in this genre. Yeah. And so then finally 3 bands out of that went. And which we were one of, and one of the bands was very folky, and one of the bands was very very cool. Harvey King and the Grindstone, check them out. Very cool band and very soulful. So I was like, oh, if Harvey King beats us, because I figured they're gonna take one band. Yeah. If they beat us, that's cool. They kicked ass. I thought they were awesome.
Yeah,
and the other guys were great too. I was like, it doesn't matter which band they take. I think they all represented. They didn't take any bands, and and when we got there, the drum kit was the Tornado. Now, I don't know if you guys know what a Pearl Tornado is. But
is that the misshaped one?
It's the cheapest kit you can rent from Long and McQuaid. It's basically a kiddie kit. Right. It has one stand. And we asked them, do you have another stand for the drum kit? And they're like, no. So we went to a store and bought a stand. So anyways, needless to say, we didn't make it into the festival. They didn't take any bands, I said, which was, I was like, why'd you even ask us to come out then? But there was a guy at the back of the building, an old guy, and it was like this, and it's funny because I told the guys we're gonna go in there and we're gonna make people shit their pants, and then we went there and I looked out the audience and said everyone's wearing Depends. They already shit their pants, that age group. Yeah. So it was rough, but anyways, so I'm excited.
Something I do want to ask you when you talk about we're gonna make them shit their pants. Is your guys' pre-show pump up session as delusional as ours?
No.
Okay.
No, we don't have any pre-show ritual besides freaking out. For myself, generally I need to go through a few panic attacks, I guess, before I'm ready to go. But everyone, it's been good. The new group has a good dynamic right now, which I'm happy about, where everybody wants to pitch in, do work, knows what a spreadsheet is. Technically I'm the loose end now. I'm the crazy one now. So they just go worry about Warren, and but so it's been going good. But no, what's your routine like?
Our routine is usually me or Doug giving the most delusional pep talk you could think of in your life.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just like
I
huddle.
thought of that because, sorry, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, we sort of like huddle, get together, and just like hype ourselves up. And Taylor will usually say, Taylor or Doug will
usually say the most delusional thing that I hope no other band we're playing with ever hears.
we're fucking rock gods.
We're the best rock stars in the world.
hey, if it works, if it pumps you up, right?
It's about getting everyone in the headspace. And again, I hope no other band overhears any of that because we'll sound absolutely delusional.
It's a good thing you just said it publicly.
Sometimes you need it, sometimes you need to pump each other up, especially when you're an opening band. When you're a smaller band, you need to keep yourselves up because you don't necessarily have the crazy thirsty fans that are going to do that for you. I mean, it's challenge enough to get encores yelled out, You kind of got to tell the girlfriends, look, we've got an encore planned. If you could all spread out strategically and start yelling it when we give you the cue, but we do whatever we have to do. So Varitones is an older band. Tell me about how it began, Justin.
So yeah, it goes way back. We, I think it's coming up on like our 9th year, technically. It's changed members a lot, but I've been there since the very beginning. I was in university, just moved to Ottawa from where I grew up, and I was wearing a Foo Fighters shirt. And for a class, we had to like make groups, and it was the first class. I knew nobody there, and some guy just go like, "Hey, do you want to be in my group?" And I was like, "Sure." He says, "I think we'll be friends. I like your shirt." So then,
that was in grade 12.
No, that's first year of university.
First year of university. Okay, what university?
Ottawa. Yeah.
Ottawa, okay.
Yeah.
And what year was that in?
That would have been 2016.
Oh, we got to date you, man. We got to put a date on that. Yeah. You're lucky. My college days are way before. I'm like, I graduated in 2007, and then I've got a bandmate like I was like 8.
That's gonna be fun.
I'm like, oh, okay, great. But, what can you do? Time keeps ticking. So, sorry, you were in university.
Yeah, started jamming, and then there was a engineering like talent show event that happened every year, and we decided we want to do that. So we kind of put together a set of like 3 songs, and one of the other bands.
You got beaten by another band. Yeah. I heard they were pretty good. I don't know. We didn't even know each other at the time, but me and my friends put together some crappy covers and went and played as well, and ended up beating Varitones twice. And I didn't even know Justin, but when I saw Varitones on stage, like it was, I think, just you and Phil.
And we had a bassist as well, Ali. Yeah.
And like this was one of the first things you guys ever did. And I looked at my friends and I said, "We're fucked. We're fucked." They're playing their own music. He's singing like a motherfucker out there. Like we're screwed.
So what'd you do? How did you win?
They played All-Star.
We played covers. We played All-Star. We just did fanfare and won.
See, there you go.
Because drunk university students were betting on it, or like choosing who won. So
that's a lesson there. That's for sure. I remember going to Kingston to the mansion, trying to get like the Queen students sitting downstairs to come upstairs, and I was like, I will take the cover off the door. Like it was 100 Queen students.
Yeah.
And none of them would come upstairs for a rock show. And I was like, I hate you. Queen's engineering, you can all die. Like, you're just going to sit here and you reject my free offer.
Yeah.
But university kids are tough. They want to get drunk and they want to party and they want to feel good. I get it.
Yeah, well, it's kind of brings about like a lesson in like music where it's like you need to figure out how to make it cool, or like how to get people excited. And it's not easy, at first, you're spending all this time writing your own songs, and a couple of bozos whip out All-Star.
And I've been pitching, we need to do our own All-Star cover. For 6 years, I've been pitching.
No. It is still hard to get people excited, right? It's still a challenge, and there's so much readily available for people when they just flick the remote and they've got all those different channels and they go Spotify and you got billions of songs.
Right,
and it's a challenge, but obviously we love doing it, so that's why we keep doing it. Yeah. So, did your band break up and then you joined?
We weren't even a band. We would just get together for this competition once a year. So we did it twice. A year or two passed, and I'm working at the government with their drummer,
Yeah.
Phil,
Okay.
Yeah.
who is leaving at the end of the summer.
Okay.
And by the end of the summer, I meet Justin a few
Yeah.
times, and Phil's like, "Hey, I'm leaving, but you should go jam with these guys."
Yeah.
And I got picked up by Max's mom
Yeah.
in like a convertible.
So yeah,
Ah,
we
nice.
lived in Sandy Hill. We used to jam at our keyboardist Max's place in Orleans.
Okay.
I didn't have a car, so they would usually Max would come pick us up and then drive us back, but his license got suspended for something. I don't remember.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, his mom picked us up. First jam with Taylor. And
Yeah.
that goes great.
And
So-
I was treating it as like a tryout, like kind of thing. They're like, "Oh, just play whatever," kind of thing. And at the end, I'm like, "Hey, like, you know, call me back if you guys." Justin's like, "We're in the band, man." Like,
yeah.
the rest
That's
is history, I guess.
That's good. I mean, that means the audition went well.
I guess so.
You didn't throw them any red flags, and
Yeah.
you must have known the songs.
Well, within 2 weeks, we were hanging out with each other every
Yeah,
day.
pretty much every day. Yeah.
Oh wow! So there you go. So you guys had that common interest, and
Yeah.
that's carried you guys forward. Would you say that when Taylor joined the band, would you say that things started going in a positive direction?
Quickly answer,
Went
Justin.
quickly down.
Answer quick.
No, he fit in right away. Like
Okay.
it was great. I think you joined the summer, and like by September we hit the studio, do some songs.
Yeah, it was like a month and a half into me joining the
It was
band. You're like,
pretty
"Hey,
quick.
we're recording."
So who
Yeah.
were the other members in the band?
So we have Maxim Bourgeois on keys. So he joined a couple months after the band formed. It was originally a 3-piece, and then he was in my classes, found out likes the same music. He joined, and our bassist at the moment is Doug Freak. And I say at the moment, I hope it goes on as long as possible.
I was
Now-
gonna say it was a little weird.
Is that because you guys are borrowing Doug? Is that because you like worked out a deal there, like a
No,
like
not
a
even-
trade tariff deal? Like you
No.
guys met up, and you're like, if we have Doug, and they were like, "Okay, but that's a tariff. Like we're
No.
tariffing Doug,
It's more we're holding him hostage
right?"
than anything else.
Okay, because he's a great guy. I love Doug.
Oh my God.
Doug's
And
a
like
beauty.
when we, like I said earlier, when we were looking for a bassist, we're like, "Oh, we should call Doug. We should call Doug." And we're like, we don't want the hard labor guys to be mad at us. Like we're buddies with all of them, so
Yeah.
we won't step on that. But like, we're so happy to have him in the band.
Yeah.
Like he's such a genuine. We always said the thing that we looked for was someone who's good at music and who we can have a beer with.
Yeah.
And Doug perfectly fits all that.
Yeah.
Like, he's such a pleasant guy to just hang out with, and jamming with him is easy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It helps a lot when you can hang out with somebody and that at least that comfortability is there. And then you can build into the friendship and more of it. And then, I mean, if you ever became famous, you'd never want to see each other again because
Separate limos.
like, right? Like that's what these bands do is they meet up, they do
Yeah.
their tour, they do the show. And they're like, "Hey, bye. Don't want to see you for like another year."
Yeah.
It's weird, but I get it. They go on the road and they almost die together, and
Yeah.
that's the way it is.
I saw an interview with Ringo where he was saying that like the Beatles at the height of their popularity still just hung out together all the time,
That's what
which is
they'll-
like cool to see. It's surprising. But
I think those guys were in such a pressure cooker
oh yeah,
that many people probably wouldn't understand them. Like when they went, even other bands, I highly doubt that many bands even understood what these guys were going through since they were 13, 12 years old,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
As a group of kids, and now they're the biggest band in the world. And I think they were banned for like 9 years or
Yeah,
something like
something
that
like that, yeah.
before
Oh my God.
they had success, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, they lost all that money and got screwed over on contracts. And
Yeah.
it never ended. Michael Jackson eventually ended the catalog,
Yeah.
bought the catalog,
Yeah.
so it never ended for them.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
that's showbiz.
yeah, absolutely.
Unfortunately.
For every one story of like, yeah, we did it. We went on America's Got Talent. We fucking won.
Yeah.
There's like a million more stories where it's like, I went on this show. We won and then I got ripped off.
Yeah,
And they
Yeah.
took all my money and they took my songs too. And it's like, damn.
I know, like Adam Lambert said the best thing that ever happened to him was losing American Idol.
Mhm.
Like, because it would have tied him into a huge contract
Correct.
for
Yeah.
so many albums and stuff.
Yeah, and definitely your career is in their hands at that point.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, ultimately, that's way better off than most of those people were. But as the show
Yeah.
progressed, they started taking more, and this is what America's Got Talent does too, is they scout the talent.
Yeah.
And they go through talent agencies and they get people who are legit, who have put their life into
Yeah.
it. And then they go, okay, well, you're going to have to pretend like you don't know jack squat.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, great, I'm ready to go as long as you give me a record deal, That's the other thing. People, me growing up, right? It was like getting on the radio was a big deal, and getting a record deal was a big thing. And today, I don't think it's necessarily the same.
Yeah, it's
anymore.
completely different.
It's like I don't seek the record deal. I seek help for touring.
Yeah.
That's what I do now more so, or distribution. Like, sure, I'd like to find other avenues to put the music into, or other ways to find the music to get licensed or whatever. But that's all. Got to find the right people. It's like the right tool for the right job kind of analogy, and need the right person for certain jobs in music, which is, people call it gatekeepers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
always think of Wolfpack, who's completely independent.
Right.
They actually started getting popular because they hosted their video for one of their songs on the Pirate Bay front page. And we're like, you can torrent our music.
Nice.
Like this album.
Brilliant.
And they sold out Madison Square Garden a few years ago in like an hour, 3 days.
As an independent band.
As an independent band.
Crazy.
And like, that's amazing to see. That wouldn't have happened 30 years ago.
No, that's today. That's today's day and age. I mean, the Grateful Dead did shit, but they did it by attracting people with large amounts of LSD. For free, right? I mean, that was different. It was like, we're going to the Grateful Dead show because we are all going to be on LSD.
We're going to follow them around the country.
And they did. They did, you know.
What are those balloons filled with?
Yeah, exactly. And so that's really great that it went like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so who is the... sorry, where am I going to go? Recording. Let's go recording.
Okay,
so
sure.
how do you guys like to do that?
So this past record that we did, When the Days Are Done, is like, that was the moment where I feel like we really found our ideal process. So we recorded at a studio in Ottawa called Little Bullhorn. Shout out Little Bullhorn. They're fucking
shout out
awesome.
Dave.
Yeah, Dave is the owner and the guy who runs it. It's super vibey. I don't know if you've ever been there, but tons of analog gear, like big console, all the like 1176 compressors, Pultecs, and all that stuff for the nerds.
Nice.
And we went in the first day. We did all the live off the floor tracks, straight to tape, and then from the tape into the like Pro Tools.
Yeah.
And we were able to just like play as a band, no click, and then the next day overdubs for like guitar and keyboards. And he has like a ton of like old vintage keyboards, like Hammond organ, Rhodes, Wurlitzer, all this stuff. So Max was just like a kid in a candy shop in there.
Nice.
I do want to talk about my eye-opening experience with the keyboard. When Max started playing and Dave was like, oh, that's out of tune. And I laughed thinking like, it's in like a keyboard.
Right.
And he pops the top and he's filing down part of the keyboard. I'm like, I didn't know that could happen. I didn't know those could go out of tune, but just filed down the metal. That's in tune now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keyboards. Oh yeah, for sure. I wouldn't expect it either though.
Yeah.
So how it works is, I believe it was the Wurlitzer where it's like a piece of metal that a hammer hits and that's the pitch. So it's like by removing mass, you make it pitched higher, and then if you somehow like add magnets,
solder or something,
to it, the pitch goes down.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah, it was fun because we filed the reed, and then some of the dust shaving or the metal shavings got into the pickups because it's a bunch of like guitar pickups underneath those things.
Okay.
So then we had to like vacuum it out because it kept making like a noise.
And then we'd have like, okay, this will work for like 5 minutes and we got to get it right now and then vacuum it again.
Okay, so who writes the songs? How did the songs get written?
So usually I write the songs first, bring them to the band, and like the way I write is I'll kind of come up with like some riffs and like get my vocals and melodies. And I kind of come in with like, these are my parts. This is how the songs goes. You guys figure out your parts from there. And it's like sometimes the songs will be pretty close to what I had in mind. And then sometimes it goes off in a completely different direction when everybody gets their input. And it's a lot of fun.
And then when you brought them to Dave, did he get to say it all, or was it just like he's just recording?
He was pretty cool about like I believe he said like, oh, I can produce if you guys want, or I can just engineer, just whatever. So he gave some pointers on like vocal melodies sometime because he's a like really good singer. He like won some vocal competitions when he was a kid and stuff.
Cool.
But I mean, we had a pretty good idea of like what we wanted going in. Like we planned out how many tracks we wanted and, you know, what overdubs we're going to do and stuff like that. So I think once he saw, like, okay, they know what they're doing.
They have
for
a
this.
plan. They have a vision for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think everyone in the band kind of plays a role in the writing process where it's like Max with the harmonies.
Yeah,
I tend to just do drummer talk of like, I think this will sound good. I don't know what note I'm thinking of or anything like that, but the vibe we need a smoother dynamic change here and stuff. And
Taylor, can you tune a drum? Can you tune the snare?
Yeah.
What do you use, that dial thing?
No, just vibes based tuning.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, I mean, I don't know shit about drums, but I know that sometimes when I'm in the studio, I've seen them put that drum dial on, and then sometimes not. I think it just depends on the vibe, like you're saying.
I'm not going to lie to you. I looked into it and I was just like, that seems complicated. I'm just going to do it by ear.
Well, yeah, I don't know how it works either. But yeah, I think we do it very similar as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we go live off the floor as well as much as possible. Not me singing though. Like I'll go with them, but it's not. We don't use any of that. They put me back in the room afterwards and make me suffer for a long time.
It was like that for us. I sang like scratch vocals when we did our live off the floor, but yeah, it was kind of cool because we didn't do it on headphones. We had like monitors in the control room for me, so
cool.
That was kind of a cool thing.
That's different.
But yeah, I know how it is going in afterwards as a vocalist and
getting whipped.
Pressure's on.
Yeah.
Me rushing home from work to the studio to meet you there. And like, I remember I don't know why I always think of this, but you were doing a Bombshell maybe?
Okay.
Or no, Tear It Apart.
Okay.
And Justin has this kind of monologue part in the middle. And he's doing it the first time, and me and Dave are sitting in the booth like, yeah, okay. And I was just like, you don't sound angry. You should be angry or something along those lines. He did the next take, and me and Dave were like, oh, he's got it. He's angry. He's pissed. We believe him. Like, you're good. Good take. Like,
it's true. I'll yip back at the producer and say things, and then after the bit, I'm sorry. I didn't mean any of that. Didn't mean to yip at you like that. You insulted me horribly. No. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to be in the studio for me because of that whole process and like we with our with Ross, he likes to have some input. I mean, we did 2 songs the last time, and one song he did more input than the other song. So sometimes he might think that, and that's all point of view too, right? I mean, you trust these people, you trust these engineers or these producers, whichever it is, and also come to an agreement on it as a band. Like, yes, that benefits the song, or I don't really like that. It doesn't jive for me, which then will make him mad, and he'll make us do it like 3 or 4 different ways, just to be sure that it's wrong. Like, it was wrong. Okay, you were off. But,
I don't know when we started doing it, but everything's pretty democratic in our band, where it's like someone will say like, hey, I think this would sound good here. Okay, let's try it. And then we play it maybe once or twice, a few times over. They were like, okay, do you like it? Yes. No. Yes. Tie. I don't know. We'll keep it for now and then decide later. Or if it's yes or no, like we'll kind of go based on that.
Are you guys putting your songs, like you're registering them through SoCan or anything like that?
I did just register all of our stuff through SoCan.
Yeah,
no
definitely.
Clue what that means.
Well, you have to get your big paychecks from places that pay, like I get paychecks every 4 months for like 40 cents.
Nice, yeah. I mean, I'm so excited.
What is SoCan?
So it's they take care of publishing rights in Canada.
Okay.
So all the music venues pay a certain amount to SoCan. So that when we perform our songs, we actually, like, the venue pays for it. So now that our songs are registered, we can get paid for performing our own songs.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And like, once we had radio play for a little while, like we had one time I got a check for like $45.
Oh, nice.
And that was like, what?
Yeah.
I'm a star. I'm rich. I'm going to buy a steak meal right now. No, it doesn't work. But anyways, so with SoCan and with all these different things that we have to worry about as artists and check into. And so that's where you have to have the discussion with the band about splits on the rights of songs. So like you were saying, like, I write the songs. So maybe you're like, I ain't giving you guys nothing.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're like, I'll give you each like 5 or whatever % because you're in the room with me or whatever it might be, right?
To gas up you a little bit, when we were writing or doing the first album and kind of thinking about songwriting credit and stuff, I was like, in my head, okay, Justin gets songwriting credit or whatever.
Yeah.
And he came to us and he's like, okay, Taylor, you gave input on this song. Max, you gave it on this. Like, you did this part here kind of thing. And he had it all broken down, fully like giving us credit. I was like, oh shit, I was just going to say, you take it. Like,
I think it's good that you're doing it that way because you'll keep better relationships.
Yeah.
Right.
I think my thoughts on it is like, for now, it
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. The money, I don't know what the SoCan check it'll be. I'm expecting like 50 cents. If it gets to a point where anybody's like, hey, I want some of that, I will just say written by Varitones. That's what the Doors did. Seemed to work for them.
We say the same thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I always did 90 to 95% of the lyrics and the melodies, but I mean, that doesn't matter. I mean, it's really good that you respect your drummer. I mean, I always challenge people on that because just to show the drummer respect, because a lot of bands don't.
We need it. We really do need it.
Well, you do. You can't.
You care how good of a person I am?
He said I'm the main guy.
You can't protect drums. You can't like copyright drums or nothing, right? Like, so
Thank God I steal all of my films.
Well, all drummers do. That's what drummers do. But the problem is like a lot of bands take advantage of that. You know, even one of Cannon's favorite bands, the Headstones. I mean, they kicked their longtime drummer Dale out. And Dale got pretty screwed. And I mean, he was in that band for like 20 plus years. And then comes time and he was like, I'm going to need some rights and something. Cause like, I don't know how it worked. I don't know if they were just paying him out of pocket or what, but when he started to make a fuss about it, that's it. He was out. And so that's the way it can work in Canadian music. So you never know. It's always just good to keep your relationships, I find, and make sure people know that you appreciate it or you care. Like, I think it's good that you did that with your band.
I mean, like, we're at the point right now where any cent we make from shows or anything just goes right back into the music.
That's the same
to
as
the
us.
next album.
It's the same as us.
None of us like do this to pay the bills. So,
no, and you don't like even, but like what you're saying is like you don't even take the money out. Like the money goes into the band again.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we're the exact same.
Yeah.
You know, one time we took the money out and then it was like people ended up leaving the band afterwards, so that's why. It was like they were like, I want my check so I can leave with my $200. It's like,
I'm out here.
you know, I was like, damn it.
See, the last time someone left the band, we had no money to give them. So
Oh man. Well, this is the thing. When you have a band for like 7, 8 years, 9, 10 years, things can happen, things change. And if you read history books, which not history books necessarily, but if you read about bands,
music history,
you'll see that it's pretty common. It's very uncommon that you have the Beatles, and even they made 3 changes on drums. So you know, it's pretty common that relationships have issues or whatever it might be. So it's good to keep them in good place, I think.
Yeah, and too, like, it's hard to do this. Like, some people just get to a point in their life where they're like, it's not for me anymore, and they step away, and you know, you got to respect that. But
I find people step away and then they come back.
Yeah.
And the musician is such a vengeful creation, I find. We really want to prove to ourselves that we can do things at certain levels. And at least I do. You know, people will say to me like, why do you want Tim Sorry to have their songs criticized and changed by a producer? And I'm like, because my heroes did.
Yeah.
Like the
want them to be as good as possible.
Yeah, like Metallica and all those bands, they all humbled themselves to somebody and was like, I need a little bit of wisdom here because I'm just some kid, you know, or I'm just some young man. And so that's what I like to do, is just try and aim after what my heroes did as much as possible. And then deflate that ego that they had, because it doesn't help us in today's world.
I mean, you're talking to 2 guys that recorded to tape.
That's pretty awesome, though.
Yeah,
that's pretty epic.
It was
right?
Similar thing. It was a super cool experience, but
right?
It was a lot of like, you know, is this gonna like make or break the album? No, but all our heroes did it this way, so we
want to try it. Yes, and off the floor and all that stuff, right?
Something that's really important to us is that someone listens to us on Spotify And if they come to our show, they're not going to be surprised, right?
Right.
Like we want
yeah.
our recorded stuff to be a true representation
Of what you're going to do
doing.
live.
Like Justin's not Michael Jackson, right?
He's
but like
what?
long story.
Yeah.
But like we don't want to melodyne his voice in the studio because it's like that's not what people are going to hear when they come see us live.
Fair enough.
We want them to hear us recorded and be like, okay, sweet, I'll check these guys out. They sound exactly the same. Hopefully better.
Yeah. I mean, we like change up our songs, but it's important for us for like the sound to be there, right? Like we approach the studio kind of like trying to capture the feel of like a live band, right? I think that's kind of the most important thing. And, you know, the thing that this time around we were so excited about is like we got the feel we wanted. Because in the past we'd kind of like done it where I think we did like a scratch guitar vocals and then record drums and then key bass on top of that and then guitars and then vocals and like build it up that way. And that's cool. And for some like bands and styles of music, that's, you know, that's how it works and that's amazing. But I personally think for a rock band, you got to get to like, you know, 3-4 guys playing together, you know.
Yeah, get that feeling. Yeah.
And like I genuinely do have some stage fright, like performance anxiety stuff. So when we're recording together, that kind of goes away because when we're playing live, it's like, okay, I don't really care what I look like because he's rolling around on the stage doing a guitar solo. So like, I'm at least not doing that. You know, like there's comfort in what you're doing together. And when we record separately and there's 5 guys sitting in a room listening to your drum takes, that's all you're thinking about the whole time. Whereas if you guys are doing live off the floor, everyone's together, right? They're doing it together.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back in time. And what is the first musical memory? You guys can each go have a turn at this, but what's the first musical memory where it's like it impacted you? You were a child and music impacted you mentally in some way.
Okay. I know this right off the bat, so I'll go. I was 4 years old and I had a cassette of Born to Be Wild and I loved that song. Fucking loved it. There's a like picture of me. My dad had a boat because I like grew up in Nova Scotia. So, you know, I was out on the lake and stuff. And I'm like 4 years old, got my sunglasses and like I knew that Born to Be Wild was playing and stuff. So yeah, I eventually dropped it in the toilet. Bye
as old as time.
Yeah, bye Born to Be Wild. But yeah,
damn cassette tape.
Yeah, then it's no good. So,
oh man.
So yeah, that kind of started the love, and then from there it was, you know, AC/DC, Van Halen, Metallica.
You always liked that stuff then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No, I remember being like the one kid at elementary school who like everyone was freaking out about the Soldier Boy, that rap song, and I was just like, this sucks. AC/DC is so much better.
Yeah, I was a gatekeeper too.
Oh yeah, I mean that's fun in high school though. You know, I remember in my high school we had like guys who were. But they'd sit all on the bench together, and they had like Slipknot, System of a Down, T-shirts, Misfits.
Yeah.
You know that we knew that crew. You know, I go chill with them because I like that music. But I'm a weird guy. Like I took dance growing up, so like I like all music. Like you talk about Michael Jackson. Like I can't get enough of all that stuff. And I find it fascinating right now. I have a niece who's 20 months old, and seeing how she responds to music is wild because like she's shown me, like she'll just wants to listen to the chorus. She'll put the chorus on for a song, dance to it, and then get pissed that the chorus is over. Be like, where's the chorus? And I'll be like, you're right, kid. Like that's the chorus is what it's all about.
Don't bore us, get to the chorus.
That's right. And it's so true. Like she's showing me the rawness of humanity, the way we see it when we're so young. And then some songs she wants it over and over and over again, and other things she can't. It's new. I don't want it. I don't. I know it's weird. But yeah.
For me, for my first musical memory, it's not really connected to anything I do now, but it's so ingrained in me. It was me and my brother going to figure skating practice, I think, when I was like 4 or 5. And it's the first time I can look back and remember really hearing music. And it was Bohemian Rhapsody. And me and my brother were pissing ourselves laughing at the end of it. Freddie Mercury doing all the funny voices and that kind of stuff. And I don't know. I look back and I'm like, fuck, music is fun. It can be funny. It can be everything you want it to be. You can get every emotion out of music. And like,
Oh, yeah.
even like, some people take themselves too seriously. You should have really fun stuff in music still, right? Like, you should have stuff that's like, that's really cool. That's really impactful. This is kind of silly and funny too, right?
Yes.
Like, you can cover every emotion in it, and that's
Look
so
at
cool.
Weird Al and
Oh,
how
yeah.
bands begged him to cover their songs. You know, like, please do a cover of my song because it's gonna double up our income again, and people are gonna come back and listen to it again. And I mean So you're absolutely right, and
you have creamed Israeli gears on the wall there, and I believe at the end of that there's they're all like around a piano sing a song about like a baby that went down the sink.
Oh
yeah, they're having fun for sure.
Exactly.
And when you talk about Bohemian Rhapsody, I mean, there's like a million stories with that song, right? And like, technically, that band was ignored a lot. And that song was like their attempt to be like, try and ignore us. Just try and ignore us. You know, if we get this on the radio, no one can ignore this. You know, so it's pretty wild, but that's a great memory. And figure skating, how long did you do that for?
Until I could play hockey. I think. So yeah.
And did it help when you played hockey?
Not really. I'm shit at it. I'm good at skating, but like I'm not aggressive enough.
Oh well, okay.
Fair
enough.
Once it got to hitting, I would like have no problem getting hit, and then I would hit someone, they would fall over, and I would cry.
Feel bad.
I felt really bad about doing it.
Too much empathy, right? I hear you. I was a
the
goalie.
people in my life do not say that's the problem.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. But I was a goalie. I liked, I didn't like the body contact unless it was under my, you know, what I wanted to do. So if he comes over the line with his head down, then I'm coming out to do a slide poke check to take him right out.
Fair game.
I'm like, your head's down. I know, you know, I don't have to let you take a shot. That's nonsense. Okay, so I saw you guys did a show with SK Promotions.
Yes.
With Super Kyle.
Yeah. That was a blast of a show. It was in February at the Rainbow.
Okay.
And, it was, I think, one of the first shows that Kyle promoted himself.
Okay,
so,
cool.
yeah, it was, we were honored that he asked us to be a part of it. And, you know, it was awesome. It's great to see, like, him go from being a, like, super passionate fan to, like, you know, known in the community as that, and then now he's kind of stepping up and putting on shows, so it's awesome. And
it's very cool. I mean, people can find the community here, which is something that I only really began to see with Taming Sorry. I mean, my other bands, I didn't really experience it the same way, where there's that group of Ottawa music-goers now that exists, led by Trevor and Kylie and the road crew. And I remember when Super Kyle came to the Lazy Show, and I'm running around and I'm going, okay, Super Kyle, I trust these people. This is Trevor, this is Kylie, this is all these people, Sean and etc. It's like, if you hang out with these people, you're gonna have a good night. And then I went to those people, I'm like, carry him down the stairs. And they're like, Roger that. And I'm like, yeah, good people. And then I go about my business, right? I don't have to worry anymore. So, I mean, having those kinds of people at the show now, I think, makes a big difference.
Oh, absolutely.
People taking their role in the community, as you're saying. I think Super Kyle, like you said, he wanted to find, once he found that he loved it and he fit in with this group so well, he really wanted to contribute. Which is a great thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, the music scene here, it's pretty small. So to see people, you know, kind of passionately go to shows, it's huge, you know. And we're kind of starting to see it, you know, we've been around for a long time, and we didn't have, like, we had our, you know, friends and some fans, but now it's starting to see some people be like, oh, I've seen you guys like 4 times, you know, every time I see you guys are playing come out. It's like, oh man, and it warms our heart.
I don't know if you found, but like post-COVID, I found that people are much more, like, the rock scene is a lot more alive.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to go out now. Everybody is excited about that. You just have to, like I said, you're competing against whatever, and you have to make yours the best option and that type of thing. And I mean, like you were saying earlier that you were amazed, like, that you're doing the show at the Damn Truth or whatever. But I mean, and you're saying, we're just rockers, we're just this and that. But then it comes back to, again, a member of the community who's normally a fan, Canon. And what's he do? He wants to set up a show. So he uses his own gumption, his own money, his own connections, doesn't depend on anybody else and just does it. And that's is equally as important as Super Kyle, right? Or Dog and Gus who do the podcast, or whoever, right? Like these are fans, but they want to contribute to the community, and the more of that happens, the better. Because people want to be a part of that action, you know. I saw that you guys also did a bunch of shows with Rude Mood. You like those guys?
Yeah, they're great.
Phenomenal.
They were at the show in February at the Rainbow, and they were awesome. Our keyboardist Max had seen them before, so he showed up with a Rude Mood shirt to
nice.
see them. But yeah, they were like super great guys. Put on a sick performance. So
yeah, it was like
it's cool.
Cannon as well introduced me to those guys a long time ago and set us up on a show bill, and I thought they were awesome. So when I saw that their name was popping up in your events, I thought that's really cool.
Yeah.
And then the Turning Lights.
They were at
seem
that show
to pop
as well.
up on a few of your shows.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you guys have any song that you would tell people like you got to go listen to this song or this song if you're gonna give Varitones a chance? Like, do you have a song you really would send out there, or you're just comfortable with what they listen to?
So I was just going to say, the issue is that we write in like 8 different directions. So some people will start the album and be like, oh, you guys are like metal. And then get to Caveman. It's like, this is soft rock. What the hell happened? Like,
Interesting. I picked up on some of these songs that I was listening to. I picked up some Black Keys vibes because of the keyboards and the way that it melts with the guitar very nicely.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. Again, we all have to take influences from many rock sources. So, I mean, that's interesting. I don't know anymore because, like you said, you're doing this. Like, if you're going to market something, that's so hard to market, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the only criticism that anyone can give you about that. But if you're having fun creating what you want to create and sharing that, then I don't see an issue with it whatsoever, right? It's only like when it comes down to selling, you're trying to sell a song that represents the album or whatever, and then putting a budget into that and then hoping people take a bite. But again, I don't have $150,000 to do that and properly compete with, Jelly Roll or a bunch of people that do this for a living.
I don't know. What do you think would be the best song?
I typically recommend Wild As Me. That's kind of it's an older song for us, but it tends to be like fan favorite. I was talking to my mom on the phone the other day, and it was like, that's still my favorite song.
I mean, I thought Gone with the Wind was good.
Yeah, that
funny enough.
That's the first song we ever recorded.
I thought that was good.
Yeah.
And I like Dynamite and I like Bombshell. Those are the 4 that I wrote down that I thought I enjoyed a lot. Yeah. And I was like, oh, those are good songs. They're probably all good songs. So they're just the ones that struck me on that first go around. So let's talk about first band. Were you in high school? Were you
I gotta think on that for a sec.
I had so many crappy bands with cringy names. First band was 30-06. We had one song called I'll Be With You, and we played it once a week for probably 3 hours for a whole school year. That's all we had.
You guys?
We would have been grade 6.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And then I had a high school band called Clockwork Circus.
Nice.
With a very talented guitarist who actually passed away this year, James. He was obsessive. He would sit in his room. We played Sultans of Swing in grade 10.
Yeah.
And he would just sit in his room and not listen to anything or not do anything else. And he would just practice the solo nonstop. He was a psycho. He was phenomenal. And like,
as most good guitar players are, right? Very obsessive.
You kind of have to spend a lot of time doing that.
Dig in on a lot of that stuff. How about you? Can you remember an earlier band?
I had a hard time like putting a full band together.
Varitones, was that like the successful
that was
takeoff?
Finally, like we had a drummer and a bassist. I think I did like talent shows growing up where it was like me and a drummer. I distinctly remember doing a show with a friend of mine was a really good drummer. He was in a band with his brothers. They like back in like grade 9, they moved to Toronto to like record an album. I forget their band name, but I don't think they're still at it anymore. And
but they chased the dream.
So we did a talent show and we just asked our friend who did not play music at all to play bass. Just like randomly going, whoa. So did that, and then
And it's the same effect having Max on keys, you know?
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so yeah, Varitones was definitely the first time I like got it all together, and I haven't been able to let go since.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
I remember when we were living together and we were driving back from practice, and you were telling me that you were going to move out and live with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
And you said, just like, hey man, I need to tell you something. And my heart sank. I'm like, Varitones is done. My life's over. Like, it was such like a blow to me. I'm like, he's moving back out east. Like, this is over. And you're like, I'm moving out. And I was like, thank God. But not actually. I'll miss you. But like,
oh, there you go. All right. Well, guys, we have a big show coming up. Taming Sorry, Varitones, Motor Spirit. We're all going to open up for The Damn Truth.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Folks, please get your tickets if you haven't already. Come out, support us, have a great night. It's going to be an awesome night. Overflow Brewery is wicked. It's such a great stage.
Yeah, phenomenal venue.
I love Jeff. I love the sound man. I love the sound gear there. Like, it's really good.
Yeah.
Really top first notch type of stage, right?
Phenomenal.
And which I'm really looking forward to. It's great when you know the system and the sound man and the gear and everything is just top notch. And a fantastic beer. That's the other thing too. It's a really good beer there. Okay, well, what's next after the show?
So we're hitting the studio in July, and then we've got some shows not announced yet, but it's looking like August, September we'll be back at it. So yeah, we're gonna have a pretty busy summer, so it's exciting.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you very much to Justin and to Taylor of Varitones.
Yeah, thanks you for having us, Warren. We appreciate it. Yeah, this is awesome. So,
and we'll see you all at Overflow, and we'll see you all next time on All Worn Out. Bye-bye, everybody.
Yeah.